That's perfect.
What a way to start a show.
I know, right?
Pete falling asleep.
Hello,
can't even keep
to our
Pete
sleep
interested enough.
episode.
I gotta find the show here on YouTube so I can.
I was just listening to Johnny Cash Hurt. I love that song.
Which one?
Johnny Cash is Hurt. Like,
yeah, it's good.
9 Inch Nails. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Depressing in a way.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I'm feeling older every day.
Well, you know, here's the thing that made me feel okay the other day. I had my birthday, right?
Yeah.
So Christine bought me the candles to put on the cake, which was brilliant. We got it from Feder Offers, and it was my favorite cake, which, do you guys know? Have I ever said what it is?
I don't think so.
It's like the white cake with the white icing and coconut all over it.
Oh, yes.
I love that. Although someday I'd like to try it with chocolate icing and coconut all over it. So anyway, but she bought the numbers for it. So, 58. Well, then somebody, of course, had to flip them around. They're like, oh, what, 85, huh? And I'm like, hey, that's not so bad. That's a long ways away.
At least it's still 2 digits.
Yeah, because I'll be in the 3 digit at some point.
And when and the Wednesday after that happens, we'll come onto the stream, we'll point at you and laugh. How's that sound?
Oh.
Maybe you can make it for Atari 100.
I was just getting ready to put that in so I can get my credits.
Have our games up.
Because I was asking about that in our chat. When Atari 100 comes out, is there going to be anyone left that even cares?
Yeah, really.
Yes, our children and your nephew.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure about that.
Seriously, I don't know if anyone will be left to care about it then.
I know. Who knows? I mean, is that one of those things where, like a band, did you ever think you'd still be doing this at this time? Hell, I didn't know if anybody was even going to like it the first time.
I thought we were still in backstage. I was about to say, it's 3 minutes after we should start. Then look over the corner. We've been going for 3 or 4 minutes. Here,
you are tired, Pete.
I'm waiting for all the music and the.
We just went right into it. Hey, look, my Raspberry Pi.
Oh, cool. That's so sexy and compact.
Yeah, the only thing about it, there's no on-off switch. It drives me crazy.
So you just plug it in and it's on.
Well, you got to do it through the keyboard or whatever, right?
Yeah, I mean, you literally have to turn it off like that. But man, this thing gets really hot.
My Raspberry Pi and this thing and my Ultimate Flashback, you have to turn it on and off with there's a switch on it that you can turn it off, but you really are supposed to shut it down through the controller, through the interface of Emulation Station, right?
Ooh, the Emulation Station.
Emulation Station.
With 101 Dalmatian.
It's right up there with Poker Risque. Ooh la la.
Pete, now I know you've played Atari 50 because you streamed it.
Yep. And I have quite a bit. I won't say quite a bit, but I bet you I have for a couple of hours more afterwards, which is a lot for me to get the time to play.
I've just been sucked in with the little timeline and the stories and the videos.
Exactly
the
what I'm
flyers.
doing.
It's like,
I'm enjoying that very much. Hey, Junebug. Hey, Kurt.
Blake Snow's here.
Hey, Blake. Hey, Salvatore.
Blake, Salvatore, Kurt. Yeah.
Mom.
I'm not supposed to be here, guys. I crashed the party there by popping on just to say hello. I'm tired. I might go to bed, and instead I'm here.
Instead, they roped my ass in.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, this Vector Sector is I think it's a hard game.
Yeah, I've not even tried I haven't tried Vector Sector yet because I haven't gotten to it the timeline. I haven't tried to unlock anything because I haven't gotten to it the timeline.
Okay, so I just put mine in.
Yeah.
And I got the game card could not be read.
That's not a good thing.
Please remove it and
just pop it out and pop it back in. It should work.
And Papa Pete it?
Papa speed it,
pop it out, and pop a Pete it.
I've had that happen a lot of times. I've
Have
never
you?
had it be completely bad though.
Okay.
I got to say this though too. This is happy birthday to Mama C today. I don't think she's
That's
watching
right.
it. But the depressing thing about it is, I do believe that this might be the first birthday since 1992 for her that we haven't spent it together. But she's away working.
Wow.
And she won't be home until Friday. So
It's 30
That
years.
sucks.
yeah, that's 30 years.
That sucks.
Yeah. Oh well, there's 30 more to come. Or 50 more to come, because we're all going to be sitting here streaming. Yeah, look at Atari 100.
Is that how we're gonna sound? Let's all do our voices that we'll have at that time. Damn it, Papa!
Hey, Jesus,
Welcome to the show.
he reminds me of Kylo Ren. We all sound like Eric Cartman.
I think what we need to do is start working on our impersonations of the old dudes on Muppet Show, and that's how we'll talk to each other later.
Oh,
So I was playing Vector Sector, and that is one of my favorite ones so far. It basically takes all the Atari Vector games and just puts them into one.
okay.
First
What?
level is Asteroids. Second level's Moon or Lunar Lander. Third, I don't even know what the game is, to be honest, because I've never played it before. But it's basically you're on a corridor and you're just driving down there, stuff shooting at you, and you're trying to get out of the way.
Huh.
Now what else is that? Tempest, I think, is after that.
Interesting.
And yeah, the Neo Breakout is kind of cool too.
Much better than the Breakout you played the other day.
Yeah. Well, because this has neat controls. So, you move left and right, the paddle. But then if you hit the left or right on the right pad, on the right stick, your paddle shoots across really fast.
Oh.
So basically, if you're going to the right and you need to get faster, you just go and you can zip right over. Or you can just pull the trigger.
Can I make that sound too when I do it?
I do it every time. Works out really well.
I'm sure it
What I say when I want Coco to get here.
I could just see questions coming in now on the chat. Jeff, I've tried that. It didn't work. Did you go? I didn't. Yeah. I tried
Sam,
to tell
of course, said he may not make it to Atari 55. Oh, no.
Salvador.
Oh, Sam,
Positivity, buddy. Positivity.
You'll make it.
I believe in you.
I got to meet you someday next year at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. I'm going to be out there, and I will meet Salvador.
Oh, wow.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
You're going to have to wait for him to come up and say something to you.
Yeah, he's going to have a little bit of an advantage there. He's going to know what I look like. That's the way it'll be with a lot of that out there, I think.
So I was watching some of these videos. I was watching this one today. It kind of cracked me up because Eugene Jarvis is on a lot of these videos. And is he the guy that made Defender? I can't remember. I'm not sure.
Don't know.
But he's a well-known guy. But he's using this like $35 webcam. He's kind of a little blurry. But then he's got his background all blurred out. So you got that weird outline around your body the whole time. And every time he moves, it's like, oh, it was driving me crazy. He's like, why'd they let him do that?
Yeah, he's known for producing pinball machines for Atari and video games for Williams Electronics. But yeah, he did Defender and Robotron 2084.
Ooh, Robotron. Hey, Casey.
Yeah.
Hey, Casey, what's going on?
Robotron's freaking awesome. People love that game. I've not played it much, but I've played a little tiny bit, and it is wicked fun.
Robotron?
Double stick. One stick to shoot, one stick to move. It's a great control method. Real quarter eater.
By the way, that's what in Vector Sector, they turn the asteroid stage into a 2-stick shooter.
Oh, really?
What?
You rotate with your left stick and you push the right stick in whatever direction you want to shoot.
Wow.
Or no, I'm sorry. You just push the stick and it shoots whichever direction you're going.
Okay.
It actually works really well. I was kind of surprised.
Well, I got 3 minutes remaining on my download. So
Is that updating?
no, I'm downloading it finally.
Oh, you're getting a digital version. Oh,
The update.
huh?
You're doing the update for Atari 50, right?
Yeah, you're just doing the update.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what they added or fixed. But yeah, I was on the videos where we had Eugene Jarvis talking about how he designed a bunch of pinball games for Atari, and
I think I've watched that.
he was just kind of laughing because he said they were terrible machines.
I actually don't think I'll ever play mine again because I'll never get out of this damn sleeve again.
Pete,
Why
free
don't
yourself.
I mean, by now you'd think they'd get it right.
What, you attach it back on, or that's just the?
Oh yeah, I might just go ahead and since I didn't cut it, I just separated it at the glue spot.
Yeah.
I might just glue it back together, but I'm not putting this thing back in. It's just too small. It doesn't work.
It loosens up a little bit as you do it, but I don't know if you guys were around or anybody in the chat saw me when I did that first stream. Not even thinking about it, just like, okay, let's do it. We'll put her in now. I'm going to unbox it. So I unwrapped it. I said, we'll just slide it. We'll just slide. And I know I was 10 minutes from that point on trying to get this damn thing out of the sleeve.
Well, mine was like
embarrassing to be.
This was like suctioned on. It was so tight. I couldn't believe it. I guess these people in Denmark really know how to keep a sleeve closed there.
Sleeve it and leave it. That's what they believe.
That's what I noticed that on there at the bottom, made in Denmark. That damn you, Copenhagen.
That just goes to show how much I know about geography. I would have no idea what central location to bitch about there. I'd be like, be mad at Copenhagen. How the hell do you know that's there? Because I'm not you, Stuart. That's how. You should know things, Stuart.
Yeah, so anyone who gets this, I highly recommend going through that timeline thing.
Oh,
and there's a ton of it too. There's like 3 different sections? 5?
I think there's 5, and I've gone through like 60 or 70% of the first one. And as you go through, and you play, like, it comes to the games. The games are built into the timeline, the different ones that are there. So when I get to a game, I stop and I play that game as well. So I ensure that I play them all.
Good call, Brian.
Is correct. That sleeve will be worth $40 or $60 all by itself
because everybody will have destroyed it by then.
Yeah, they'll be like, it has the steel case too. Wow, but no cart.
I'm upset, Casey. I mean, she wasn't upset there. She was upset that you were watching me in a video because she heard me talking. But Stu's here, so it's okay. And you know what? That's probably about the honest to God truth right there. Stu makes every panel worthwhile.
Oh, stop. You mean that because it's true.
I do. I believe that.
I believe that. Yeah, so I'm just looking at this. The 1990s and beyond, dawn of PCs, highs and lows, birth of the console, arcade origins.
Yeah, it's terrific. Salvatore, I played Haunted House, the first level, and I don't know, Pete, did you play a second level of Haunted House?
I did not. I've only played the one that I played on the stream that night, and I didn't do very well at that.
And it was very, very simple. I'm hoping that's a tutorial because there was like little question marks every few inches. Yeah. I hope it's not like that for all the versions or all the houses.
Ooh, there's a sexy game.
But it was pretty simple stuff. It was fun. You know, the only one I don't like that I played Yar's Revenge, which is just the same as the original. They just changed the graphics.
Yeah.
And I love that. But I was playing Quadra Tanks right before the show.
Yeah.
I thought that was terrible. I couldn't even get into it.
I tell you what's hard about it, I found that because I played it again, just that little bit. But when I was a kid, way back when, I had it in a video from way back when, we had that Telstar Combat before there was a television, before there was Atari. We had Pong, and then my brother-in-law picked up Telstar Combat with the two handles, and you had a button on one, and you basically they're all both attached to the things. You sit there side by side, and you push them both forward. You go forward. You could. It was like this, right? Backwards, forwards, left, right.
Yep.
That's the exact same control scheme that it uses with this with the two sticks, and it's just that's such an unnatural feeling now. It makes it very difficult. But it is the exact same control scheme as that Telstar Combat from back in 1978 or 6 or whatever it was.
I've played that control scheme on Katamari Damacy.
Okay, yeah.
But it didn't quite work right when I was trying it. I mean, it kind of worked, but then it didn't work every time, and I was having all kind of problems with.
Okay.
Like I love that control where you can turn with the two sticks. I really like that because Katamari Damacy, the controls were great.
Okay, gotcha.
I'll have to give it another shot, see if I can get it to work right.
So it was that, but it just wasn't right. That's what you're saying, Jeff, right?
Yeah, I figured out it was a two sticks, but I don't know, it wasn't working great. But I'll be honest, I mean, even when I had just Space Invaders and Combat, I was not a huge Combat fan. I was only playing it because I had it.
Yeah.
And I had 2 games.
So
I mean, it could be fun, but that's not a game I would ever play. You know, like I've never get on my emulator and put on Combat for Atari.
Yeah.
You know what's missing on this Atari 50 is basketball.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh wow, that's a great game. That's to this day, that's a great game.
I know.
there is a crap ton of games on here.
104.
Now, so there's a Sword Quest. So is there 3 Sword Quests on here?
4.
There's-
Oh yeah, you're right.
3 original ones, and then Digital Eclipse made the 4th one.
Earth, Fire, and Water, and then the new one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sierra was never got to the point of releasing it. So
I guess they ran out of money, or it wasn't worth it at that point. But that's
And
the
then-
one where there was like a big physical prize you could win.
okay,
Like
well,
a
the final
chalice
prize
and a
was
sword
the
and-
sword. The
What's
sword
that?
was there was the Sorcerer's Stone and the chalice and crown, and I don't know. I've actually talked all about it in videos and stuff that I've done, but very interesting. Very interesting story. They never knew exactly where they all went. They knew where 2 of them went because they were given out. The third one was never given out, and they believed the things were made, but they were with somebody who owned Atari. I can't remember what the name was. The guy from
Wasn't the rumor that the CEO of Atari had it in his office, the sword?
That's right. Yeah, but
Now
it's
the
just a
one,
rumor.
the one guy still
Not a
has
rumor.
his, but I thought the other guy just had it melted down. And
He did. The guy won the second one. The guy with the long hair. The other guy sold his too. The first one was Fireworld, right? It was Fireworld and Earthworld that were given out. And I can't remember. I can picture the guys even. One guy melted it down and friggin' sold it, and the other guy kept it for a long. Maybe he still has it, but I think he sold it.
Wow, lots of Jaguar games too.
that's got to be one of the most prized video game items ever.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
It's a one of a kind.
I mean, those were friggin' gold and platinum and jewel encrusted.
Well, I think one of them was worth like 25 grand.
Oh yeah.
when they made it.
Yeah. The sword was supposed to be worth 50.
So man, just
The other
imagine
ones
what that
were
would be
all
worth
supposed to be,
today.
yeah. I gotta
Oh.
look now.
Oh yeah, real quick. I saw this JW Soccer Story because it looked just like Golf Story, but I don't think it's by the same people. The artwork looks a little different. I don't think it's on anything but Steam right now. Looks really cool though. Casey wants to know if he drank beer back then, Pete.
In the 70s, no. No, I was 10.
So what's the point?
Not even a light beer.
Not even a light beer.
Hmm.
No. I was gonna have a beer
GoGameGo,
tonight, but I
how
didn't
about
think
that?
I'd make it. Hey, brother Mike.
Oh man, this is cool. I'm checking out this McPhee game.
Which game?
Yikes. Oh God, I'm getting killed. I'm getting kilted.
Wait, Atari 50's not on the Atari VCS yet? That seems odd. Seems very odd.
This is like a game is like a cross between Asteroids and Defender, but you can't go backwards, I guess. That's pretty cool. There's a ton of games on this thing.
Casey said when he was 2 to 4, he would take his parents' beers and run as he chugged it. Go, Casey, go. I assume it's coming to the VCS. I would. Hey, Mike, is Atari Mania on VCS? I'm curious because both of those should be on there. You think they'd have launched there first?
Damn.
What's cool about the new Breakout game is every time you beat a level, you don't have to go back and play it if you don't want to. It just continues.
Oh.
So if you beat the first 4 levels, when you start up again, you can pick any of those first 4 levels, or you can just start with the 5th level.
Oh, man. So much stuff. Okay, so how do I back out of here? Oh, my God.
Yeah, Savitar, iRobot. I've never even played that game.
Yeah, I just saw that on here.
All right, so Mike thinks our Atari Mania is on the VCS. I really want to try Fire Truck, but isn't it pretty much a 2-player game?
I played it. It'd be better with 2-player, yeah.
And then, so now everything though on here, because I'm looking at this thing and it's like awesome, all these games, but nothing online.
Right.
So like Warlords, I'd have to be there. We'd have to fly Pete
Not even.
down.
I don't even think there's any leaderboards of any kind.
And that's weird.
Yeah, that is a miss right there. Because tomorrow, Donut Dodo comes out on the Switch. And I was telling you, I think somebody did a review I was watching, and they claimed there was worldwide leaderboard. So we'll see. I hope so.
How many have you? So if I go through this, have you played touched on everything on here? Yeah.
No, not even close.
Okay. Trevig McFur, Tempest, Ruiner, Pinball.
I did play Tempest 2000 on the Jaguar.
Yeah, and
I couldn't get the controller to work right, which is weird because in the Vector sector, the Tempest level, I have no problem with the controls. So something's different. But Vector Sector is a new game, so they obviously program it differently, I guess, than the Jaguar.
It's just, I can't believe all these games. Now, and then it's going to update. Is that what the confidentials are?
No, you have to play certain games long enough, and then it'll. Like I opened up I will open up a game a couple days ago.
Okay.
I've heard what the first game is.
What's that, Pete?
I've heard what the first game is to unlock, and it's like, are you for real?
Oh, it's something really stupid. It's like math or something.
Basic math.
Oh god. Why even put that on there? It's just cruel.
I don't know.
Well, I unlocked a different game though.
I totally kicked ass.
It all depends on what you're playing, I think. Because I was playing a lot of Neo Breakout, and I opened up was it Super Breakout, I think.
The linked ships. I forgot about that.
Unlock like video test pattern or something like that.
I did like when you launch the game when it goes to the digital Eclipse logo.
Yeah.
It starts getting really fuzzy, and then you see like a channel 3 kind of blinking in the top right. That was pretty cool.
I like how they did it.
Oh, Savitar, that would be cool to have those Vector games.
I love those games, man. They're great.
Now, Pete, remember I was telling you there was a guy I was watching. He had some kind of card he plugged into the Vectrix.
Oh yes, yeah.
And he was playing the actual arcade game of Star Wars, the Vector one.
Really?
It looked amazing.
I should check out mine sometime in the near future. Maybe it's on there. I don't even know it.
Yeah, it could be. Although he said it's ungodly expensive, whatever this thing is, because some guy just made a few of them. So I think it's kind of out of reach for most people.
I don't get this.
Yeah, you unlock intermediate math and then advanced math. That would be
And
brutal.
then algebra, geometry,
Calculus.
trigonometry, a headache. Right. Okay. So I got the shield. Is A.
What are you
on
playing?
this. I'm playing Vector Sector.
Oh yeah. What's also weird about that game is every time you start it, you have to do the three controls: the left stick, the right stick, and the I think the B button maybe, or the R button. But it makes you do those every time. I don't know why.
Why am I forgetting what the R button is?
It's the shoulder button on top.
It's not working.
There you go. Atari 50.
Why?
I love that drawing too. That painting.
Do I have to play this with my?
No, you can play it with a Pro Controller.
It's not working.
What's the screen?
I've got my move, and I've got my shield, which is the. Oh, isn't that weird? Okay. Well, wait a minute. What the hell? Oh, mine's just using. Whoa! What in the hell?
Is it the B button? Maybe.
Mine's just using the joystick.
Yeah, it's a joystick. You have to use both joysticks and then like the R button or something.
Oh, good God! And the A button.
Hey, look, it's Asteroids Deluxe. This is the game you can't get on the Evercade. Remember?
Yeah.
They sold the Atari cart. It had Asteroids Deluxe on it, but you power it up and it's just Asteroids.
Wow.
I don't know if they ever fixed that or not. I don't think they have.
I don't think so. I remember you found that.
I sent them a message. I never heard back from them. I think they're just pretending like it never happened.
That never happened.
That was the one game I was looking forward to more than any. Pete, I remember you were playing a Touch Me on your stream.
Yes, that's right.
I didn't know that was an arcade game. It was an arcade game first, and then they made the little handheld version.
Samantha Fox's Touch Me.
That would have been a big seller back in the 80s.
That's right.
When you play Touch Me, you touch yourself?
I really like the buttons.
Samantha Fox, she's still with us, isn't she?
Yes.
I haven't heard anything from her.
And so is Aaron Gray. I've been watching Buck Rogers.
Ah, yes.
Buck he like smooches all the women on there.
Well,
he was smooching with Marky Post, and then they had to run around, and there was Aaron, and he's like, "Don't leave without me." And then Wilma. Where'd they come up with that name?
Wilma.
Was a tribute to the Flintstones.
And then he smooches her before he leaves.
To see Betty.
That's what my buddy used to say. There you go. You know, I was at my friend's pub when they first opened, and he had a 2-man band there. There was a guy on guitar singing, and what were they playing next to him? Do you remember? Did I ever mention this on the show?
I don't think so.
Next to him is a gentleman playing tuba. And we're sitting in the restaurant, we're eating and hanging out, and all of a sudden you're on this tuba, and you're like, are they playing the Doors out there?
Well, there's nothing better than a folded up poster.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Why'd they even bother? I mean,
I don't know.
Does anyone hang up a folded poster?
I mean, you do, but it's folded. And
Well, I suppose you could iron it.
Still has the creases.
There's 16 different little rectangles from the folds.
That's silly.
Yeah. They could just save themselves some money.
And this
Yeah, I
poster
know.
could have been yours too for only an extra $9.99.
Ordered by midnight tonight.
Hey, Pete. HTK 360.
Woohoo!
Peter, what's going on?
Howdy, howdy.
I stopped into your stream last night too, Pete. I didn't say anything. I was kind of tired. But I was there for a minute watching.
Like tonight.
Like tonight. I didn't plan on being here tonight. No, I just stopped into the chat on theirs. I actually opened up to say, hey, how you doing? Have a good show, guys. And you said, stick around. I said, I'll probably fall asleep in the middle of it.
And I said, okay, stay until you fall asleep.
This
That'll
is the
be
way I'll
part of the
stay
show.
awake.
We'll
I'll
change
stay
the
awake.
title of this video to Watch Papa Pete Sleep.
What part of the
Just what you
conversation
asked
will
for,
bore
you
him to death?
just might get it.
Mover post. Yes, that is correct. Yep.
Yeah. I used to have a bunch of them too, like real old movie posters. Like I would get them from the theaters in town once in a while. You could pick them up for like $2 or something. They get rid of them. And I had some real neat ones that I wish I still had. I had one for a movie. Have you ever heard of this movie, Stu? High Risk. James Brolin and Lindsay Wagner were in it. And I've seen it, and it was a cool poster, and I had it on my wall forever, so I had to see the movie. And it was something about, I think it was like, I don't know if it was drug running or money laundering or what, maybe in the
back in 79, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah, it would have been around there.
Okay.
And in South America. But I'm always up for trying to find these old movies that I haven't seen in years. I found one the other day and watched it, and it's terrible. But my memories of it were always great. I always loved it. It was Gabe Kaplan, Alex Karras, Susan Clark, and Robert Klein. Nobody's Perfect, it's called.
Oh, wow.
And I found it on the CTV app on my, just right out of the blue, crossed my mind, typed into the search. Oh my God, it's there. So I watched it. And I hadn't seen it since 82, you know. It's
I didn't
like,
know Gabe
yes, oh my
Kaplan was in
God,
any
what a
movies.
Just
cornball
screamed like a
movie.
little kid.
Well, you know, I watched it.
So Jeff, here I'm stepping in this one again. Do you have a movie like that, or Pete, do you have other movies like that where you're like, yeah, I know it's not a great movie, but I mean,
I want to see it again.
But you're like, I like watching it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure I do. I'm trying to think of one right now, though.
There's always some movies that I go on there and I'll search every once in a while just to see if they pop up on one of these streaming sites, because you never know, right? Especially Tubi and stuff, the way they pick up old stuff. And sometimes it's like, oh my God, I found it. I can't think of examples right now, but
now I have two made for and TV. I mean, made for television movies are big like this for our generations.
Yeah. Yes.
Like Gargoyles. Remember that?
No,
vaguely. I remember the cartoon.
Yeah, I know, but no, this was back years ago, and they had this live action movie called Gargoyles, and I saw it on TV. I think it was made for TV. And also Trilogy of Terror.
Oh yeah. That's kind of infamous now, though.
It is now, yeah. It's got a big cult infamy.
Whenever I hear Gargoyle, I think of the Blues Brothers.
Hey,
Gargoyle. He's like shaking his glass at him.
Hey, Gargoyle. Yeah. Oh my God. High Risk was 1981. I'll tell you a movie that you've probably seen it. Maybe this is sort of, I won't say mainstream, but I love it. Is Trinity Is My Name. Or they call me Trinity, and then Trinity Is Still My Name is the follow-up. I love those movies.
Well, I just Billy Jack is another favorite of mine.
Oh yeah. Heard of that one for sure.
And I just watched it, and then I just found out that because Christine's family was all girls, she didn't even know about that movie.
Oh, okay.
I said I just watched Bill. Just off the cuff. You're like, oh, I just watched Billy Jack. She's like, what? I'm like, Billy. I said I watched Billy Jack. What's that? What is that? I'm like, I guess that's true. It's all girls in your house, so you don't know about that. Oh man. Now, does that have anything to do?
No, that's about
That was too early, right?
The cartoon that goes with the cartoon, I believe.
That's what I mean. That
was
that.
I think it does. Yeah,
I guess that was about that time frame. Yeah.
I'm with you with the Trinity movies.
Say that again, Jeff.
I'm with you with the Trinity movies. I just like Terrence Hill.
Slaps and Beans. We've talked about this many times before. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's got a Switch game.
Yeah, and after we talked about it, this is how long. Oh my God, it's got to be 2 years we've been sort of on here hanging out and chatting and stuff now because that was a while ago. Yeah, I got it. I downloaded it. It's fun. And do you remember me telling you about a movie that they were in back then called All the Way Boys?
I don't think so.
And it was set again. It's South America. They're pilots, and I can't remember something to do with drugs and blah 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 blah. And I recently found it on Tubi and couldn't believe it was all out there. And I had checked for it before and it wasn't there, but now Trinity is, or they call me Trinity. Trinity is still my name, and All the Way Boys are all on Tubi. And
wow.
That was a movie we used to rent when I was in university. When you'd look for some stupid funny movie to watch, you go watch that because Salud, whatever the guy, the big guy there, would just bang the guys on top of the head and knock them out, and then when he got in fights. And we'd read that movie umpteen times. It was like I just watched it a few weeks ago, like literally a month and a half ago, and it was like, okay, not that good, but am I ever frigging happy I found it and watched it again? That's all that mattered to me.
Well, I'm eager for you to watch that classic Gargoyles movie. I believe within the last 10 years I did see it. And I still liked it.
Is it the animated one?
No.
Oh,
no,
okay.
This is a television. I think it was made for television. Brian was mentioning it that they've showed it on Svengoli on Math.
Okay.
But
hey, Scallywag, sorry, I didn't say hello. How you doing, bud?
Yeah, and JW said he likes it. The professor and his daughter get attacked. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta check it out for sure. I don't think
I thought it held up, What's another movie that here's one for you. If you've never seen it, do yourself a favor and check out. Okay, I'm gonna give you two movies. One's a classic, black and white. Debbie Reynolds, Glenn Ford, and Carl Reiner are all in the gazebo.
Oh yeah, never heard.
I may have mentioned that one on here before, but the gazebo, check it out. It's awesome. It's kind of a Alfred Hitchcock kind of comedy. He didn't do it, but they're kind of Hitchcocking around, and it's a comedy. And you've seen some of the character actors, like the dude who comes out to build the gazebo. You've seen him before. But Glenn Ford works behind the scenes as a producer on a show, and Debbie Reynolds is an on-stage personality as his wife. And then Carl Reiner is a friend of theirs. So, but that's great. But then here's one. You ever heard of Green Ice?
Mm-mm.
I don't think so.
See, this is one of those movies that I bumped into on cable, like Barbarossa. You ever watch that?
Willie Nelson. Yeah, I have watched that one.
Yeah, and then
years ago.
What's my other favorite Gary Busey movie that I can't find is Fooling Around, with one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood when I was growing up, Annette O'Toole.
Yeah.
So Ann Archer was in Green Ice. That's where I fell in love with her.
Lana Lang herself.
And then what's that?
Annette O'Toole was Lana Lang herself.
Yes.
Do you remember from Star Wars 3?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Annette O'Toole. Just gorgeous. Hitchcocking.
I think I mentioned this once before, but when my oldest son, we were at my dad's, and this movie came on. So we watched the whole thing. It was just so strange. It was old black and white. Natalie Wood was in it. She was a kid, like 10 years old, maybe.
Like in Miracle on 34th Street?
Yeah, it was probably around the same time. And it was all about her being a member of the 4-H club. She was all excited. She just loved the 4-H club. And there was this mean old guy who was going to tear down a bunch of trees, going to cut them down, and she was all upset. And it was a weird. It ended up. It was just like a big propaganda film for the 4-H club.
Oh, I thought
That's what
she
it
popped a
was.
cap in his ass or something.
But the whole movie was just about how great the 4-H club was. It was very strange. I guess they had some input into it.
So it was like the Willy Wonka movie for
Yes.
4-H. Originally, it's just a big commercial.
Maybe they should redo it. Do a membership drive into the 4-H club.
Get it all restarted, right? And just pop a cap in that guy's ass.
Ooh, that's a good film, Salvatore. Rear Window.
You know, I've never seen that.
I've seen bits of it.
I need to.
That's the one with Jimmy Stewart, right? Or he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, he was in a couple of his films, right?
I like High Anxiety.
Did you already? Oh, there you go. Did you see this?
Green Ice is on Tubi and Crackle. Well, we're going to check that out right now.
Thank you, JW. What was this one? Who was married to Michael? Who's? Oh, is it Ann Archer or Annette O'Toole?
Wait, Michael McKean, is that Lenny?
Yeah.
Laverne Shirley?
And in fact, I just posted on Edge of Blue STL, the band, my band. I just posted Light of Day, and he was the bass player in the band in that movie. If you've never seen Light of Day, check it out. It's a lot of I like it. It's not a big award-winning film, but Joan Jett was in it, and it was Michael J. Fox and other character actors. Wow. Fortunate man.
Green Ice, right there.
Yeah, Ryan.
My list.
Ryan O'Neal, Ann Archer, and Omar Sharif.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. But it's one of those movies where there's that one part, you know, there's that one part that when you're watching it with someone, you ever do that? You couple up with somebody to watch one of your all-time old favorite movies. You're like, oh, you got to see this.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh yeah, well, there's that part.
I'll take your word for it.
There's a heist scene, and once you get to that, you're gonna be like, wait, what is going on right now? So, but I liked it. Of course, I love Ann Archer. It's just a lot of fun. Anyways, beautiful woman, great actress, and I just, just a lot of fun to watch.
Don't watch one of your favorite movies with somebody else who hasn't seen it.
Because if they think it sucks,
because they're never going to like it as much as you.
No, not at all. No, it's like showing a younger person one of your favorite horror flicks from when you were a kid, and they're like, "You were afraid of this?"
Hey, look, Pete's face is right in the middle of it.
You're so holy. He's hiding. Oh shoot!
I was trying to turn on the logo, and I turned that on by mistake.
So here's one. Star Lost. I have never heard of that scallywag.
I don't know what either scallywag, so it's not necessarily a Canadian thing. Looking it up.
Anybody?
1999, PJ mentioned earlier, that is on Tubi as well.
That
was on every Sunday night at 6:00, as of course in Canada. And I never could get into it back then as much as I love friggin' space, science fiction. I'd watch Space 1999 and go, huh? Like, are they gonna actually like go into space or do something? You know, it made the original Star Trek seem very high tech.
Yeah. It was called Space 1999, but it was actually 1998. So.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like you were watching the original like season or so of Doctor Who. And it doesn't even have to be the original. It can be 20 years later, and it's still, you know, I mean, you could see it was pretty much, it seemed like it was done on the cheap. I mean, there was a lot of cheap, but I mean, it was a weekly show, so I can see why they would do it. But some of the old stuff is kind of funny, but
Yeah.
it's the stories that are cool.
That's kind of when I was watching this episode of Buck Rogers today, and it was kind of interesting because they're just running around a building. So it's those times where like, just go to this building. It's kind of a artistic looking building. So you'll just run around that. And you're like, okay. So you start realizing as an actor how you have to act. You have to put yourself, because it's supposed to be 500 years later, and it looks like he's running around in present day California, just running around a building. You're like, not much.
Scallywag mentioned Starlost, Jeff. You might like it because it stars, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but it's Keir Dullea.
Oh, the guy from 2001?
Bingo. Is that how you pronounce his name?
That's Dave. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but that's Dave.
Yeah. It's also got Walter Koenig in a couple episodes. So science fiction guys. It was just looks like a TV show from 73, 74, so not a Canadian thing.
Interesting. Scallywag was 5, living in England, and I recall Doctor Who being terrified.
Probably be terrifying.
Well, that's where Doctor Who always goes. We didn't have to worry about anything here. Doctor Who never showed up.
Premiered the day after JFK was assassinated and is still on the air. Unfortunately, a lot of those, like, what else was there? I've been watching that Monty Python series where they're talking about the history of Monty Python. Have you watched that at all?
Yeah, that's good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And they were talking about that when the BBC was purging, and Doctor Who got caught up in a bunch of that, where they were just purging stuff, and they're like,
"Oh yeah, just throwing stuff out."
You didn't keep that? You know, you're like, no, we needed room on tape. You know,
I want to know. I want to know what the answer to JWD's.
Yeah, what does Medusa and Andromeda have in common? JD said no one was responding to him on the chat, so he decided to.
Oh crap! It's Wednesday.
What?
Bump.
Yeah, I saw that. Seemed like I saw the pilot for Buck Rogers in the 70s. It was 1979. In the 70s at a drive-in. So one look at them makes a man hard. Oh, man. Oh, good gosh.
Do I put him in a timeout for that?
No. You don't strike him down when it's true. You know, that's one of those things.
Whoever said about the drive-in, like, what's the scoop? Was Buck Rogers a theater movie first or a TV movie first or what? Because they said I can remember when it was coming out. It was like it wasn't a TV series; it was a movie. I thought, and then it became a TV series.
Well, is that why Lance talked about that, right?
Yeah,
and he said it was like the first, like the pilot and all that stuff was like 3 episodes or something. It was like a butchered up version of the movie, but the original Tiger Man. So in that first 3 episode pilot, there's Tiger Man, right? She walks out she walks out of the room. She goes, "Come on, Tiger Man," and then he follows us, 6 foot whatever guy. And then, do you know what that actor's name is? I saw it, but I know him from a bunch of different things that he did while I was growing up, but mainly the one movie I can remember, I can tell you that he was in, was The Big Brawl, which later was called something else, with Jackie Chan, and he was the big muscle guy with the mustache, and he was the wrestler that he was gonna have to, and he kicked his ass. And anyway, so then later in the show, here he has another face-to-face with Buck Rogers, this Tiger Man, and now it's that guy. It's not the guy that it was before.
Okay, right.
So it's like they used part of the movie that they were gonna use, and then they changed the ending.
Movie, there's a more finite ending to be installed, whereas a TV series, once you're going to do that, you don't want to end anything because you may want it later on.
That's right. That's right. So it was interesting. I was like, I didn't remember him being Tiger Man. And
Hey,
then,
Lance Jennings, we were just talking about you.
hey,
Everybody's chiming in pretty good about Buck Rogers being a movie seen in theaters. I think I did too.
Now, what about Duck Dodgers? How does that factor into this?
You're despicable.
Be careful. Don't mess up your camera too much with that. Despicable. Who cares anyway, as long as Aaron Gray wears spandex. Beautiful woman right there. Beautiful woman. Although she did have that moment when she would laugh or something. She had, I don't know, there was some kind of an interesting look that she got. I was like, very interesting. And then Marky Post was in episode 7. So, and then there was another, they like leather on there too, especially like chocolate leather. They had the one gal in this leather outfit with Jack Palance when he was on there. And that was that a 3-parter? It was, because I got caught watching that last night. I was like, what? Wait a minute, isn't this show over with yet? And I'm like, I shouldn't still be sitting on my ass on the couch watching a show. I need to be doing stuff. And that's when I looked and realized it was a 3-episode piece, and it just kept playing. And I watched like, I don't know, hour and 45 minutes worth of television last night. It's like watching a movie. I'm like, dumbass.
Pete, what was the name of that Canadian sci-fi show?
The
Star something?
Star Lost. It wasn't Canadian.
Oh, it wasn't Canadian?
No, I found it. It was Cara Delea. Maybe I still got it open here.
Star Lost?
Is that what it was? Scallywag put it in the comments.
I don't remember now.
I'll scroll
Can't
back.
see his dad going to a metal show. My son and I have been to some metal shows.
Yeah. Oh, he said it was Canadian sci-fi, Star Lost.
Well, no, he said maybe does anybody else remember it? Maybe it was just a Canadian thing. Oh, it says here, Scallywag says the Star Lost was Canadian sci-fi. I thought, well, not the one I found.
Let me see if I can pull this up here real quick, because
And that's a TV show, not a movie.
Star
Right?
Lost. Oh, hold on, this is a different one. What I got up here now?
I sent some photos.
No, this is it. It is country of origin was Canada. Only made 16 episodes, but it had Cara Delea and.
So there's Marky Post and her red spandex. And there she is again. Oh, come on. Where's it go? There. That really looks like crap.
Wait, what is this on? Star Lost? Is it Tubi?
And Aaron Gray with dark hair. And her awesome purple outfit. So yeah. I'm enjoying it. There's moments in the show that, you're like, whatever, but it's pretty interesting.
The Star Lost is a Canadian production because they came up here and got government money, but
that is absolutely right, Brian. I noticed that. I don't know. I was looking something. Oh, I was trying to figure out. There's a woman that used to be just another beautiful woman. Obviously, she's in that whole opening, and I still don't get the theme song for Buck Rogers. That whole ending track. I just don't get that. I mean, I get it's disco-ish, ballad-ish, but I'm like, what is this? Oh, I'm like, what song is this? And they play it at the end of every show. It's just very mamby-pamby. And, came.
Is that a new picture of Pete?
I came last in pun trivia tonight. Next week I pick the theme. It's Buck Rogers. Nice. Remember my dad took us to the drive-in theater to watch The Deer Hunter. Oh my God. All right, guys, come on, pile in the car. Let's get plenty of popcorn. We're going to watch Deer Hunter. What the hell is this? I don't remember. I know I've seen Deer Hunter because it came out on cable when we first got cable, but I don't remember. I don't remember anything about it, really. Side window, I could see Buck Rogers. I saw Aaron Gray for the first time. Enough said. Amen. Preach it. Preach it. Pub, no tea pun. Yep. Okay. We saw that one. My dad will listen to Iron Maiden and whatever else. He told me can't listen to thrash or speed metal. Nope. Talking about Satan, death, and whatever else. Says it's too fast for him. Yeah, there's no groove. If there's no groove, it's tough for me. Dark hair on silver spoons. That's right. You're right. You are right. Was undercover with her dark hair and purple outfit. Yes. Pete's Tiny Overlord hasn't made its visit.
Is that Coco?
Yeah, Coco was on very early. The Buck movie opening is totally different and a little risque. Yeah, it had like started with Aaron Gray, and she's like, they're all in these satin outfits and they're all like moving very slinky, just barely, you know. And that's where the blonde gal was that she was in Days of Our Lives when I watched that back in the 80s. Just a beautiful woman, and I can't remember what her character was, but she was one of the women that was in the beginning of that first. The theme song was for the movie Artsy Disco. Artsy Disco, that's a good way to put it. My dad is probably a bit older too, although Sammy Hagar, about the same age. How old is your dad? Let's see, there's Sammy Hagar.
Sammy Hagar.
Hey, my dad's Sammy Hagar. You know, somebody pulled up next to me years ago. Some utes pulled up next to me at a light, and they're like, "Hey," I'm like, "What?" And they go, "You look like Sammy Hagar." I go, "I really don't."
Hacksaw Jim Duggan, maybe, but not Sammy Hagar.
I'm like, I appreciate that, but I
need
don't.
to get a 2x4 in the background there, Stuart.
A 2x4? Me?
Yeah.
Looks like I have a 2x4?
No, you need one to be Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh.
He always carried that big old piece of wood with him.
I got him upstairs. I can bring one down next time. So is Star Lost streaming anywhere? Jeff asks. Too many winter warmers at the pub trivia. I'll be quiet. Why are people bringing up beer? I'm drinking it. Stop it.
I wanted to have a beer, but I don't.
What kind are you drinking there, Blake? Okay, so Blake, do you mind if I throw you under the bus? So I was chatting with Blake, and I asked him. I said, "What?" He and I are Marvel fans, obviously. He calls me Thor. I call him Cap, and I asked him this morning. I said, "Do you have a Blu-ray player?" And he goes, "No, all I have is the computer that I'm typing on, and a PS 2, 3, and 4." I said, "Well, the 3 and 4 are both Blu-ray players." I said, "You're killing me, Smalls." Wilma Deering versus Ardala. Dude.
Who's Ardala?
Who's Wilma Deering?
Who's Wilma Deering?
I don't know any of these people.
That's Aaron Gray's character. And Ardala, is that she's the brunette who was in the first episode? Is that right? The princess. I think that's right. Oh man, she is beautiful. I mean, wow. She just has these big brown eyes. That's a toughie. That is a tough one. Duh, Wilma. Bud, he's drinking Bud. He's a hometown boy. I don't care if you throw me under the bus. Okay, well, I already did. So yeah. But yeah, I got some Blu-rays I can get you, Blake. It'll only cost you
Battle of the
$200.
Network Stars on Blu-ray.
Got dunked. Yeah, we remember that. We were passing that video around. We saw that video out there. Now, wait a minute. Is this for a date or is this for a fight? Yeah.
Just a reminder.
Doesn't hold a candle to my Aaron Gray. Yeah. Yeah. She just was. Oh my gosh. I was just talking about Betamax today. All I have is a Sony Betamax hi-fi. Tweaky, yeah, because it was what, Jeff? Who did it?
Mel Blanc.
Mel Blanc.
Mel Blanc. Beady.
So I was watching a video the other day. This guy had a whole video about we talked about in chat HD VHS tapes, and he was comparing. I forgot what movie it was, but he was comparing the HD VHS tape to Blu-ray that both came out.
Yeah,
and the HD VHS actually looked better than the Blu-ray. It was insane.
What?
This stuff came out around 2000. Never even heard of it.
Well, you know, the tough part about that stuff, though, would you guys agree that I mean, when you're dealing with tapes, though, it's degrading every time you watch it. There's filings that are coming off, and it's minuscule form, but still, it's. Whereas the discs, I remember somebody telling me that that my CDs weren't going to last. They were like, "Oh yeah, your CDs, they aren't going to last. I mean, you'll have to get it again." Or what? I'm like, "What kind of crack are they feeding you?" I mean, they didn't have crack back then so much, but I'm like, I don't know, you know, what you're talking about.
Well, I've heard about like CD rot, but I've never seen it happen.
Everything.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
How about B. Arthur in spandex? Do you have to watch Star Wars for that?
Oh, here you go. JW knows what's going on. DVHS and D Theater first came out seen around 1994, but TVs weren't ready for it.
Oh.
You think you'd want to make sure your TVs are ready for it before you release the product.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it was fascinating technology. I mean, I can't believe they even bothered with it.
You know what the big difference is here? You have the bitch, and then you got the whiny bitch. That's what that is. That's the bitch versus the whiny bitch. So the bitch is going to win every time because the bitch is back. Is that doubly? Who knows what I'm talking about there? I know JD does. If I go, is that in doubly? Is that doubly stereo? Oh, man. There, see, B. Arthur and spandex. Yep, that we saw, and but degrades. Yep, CDs can deteriorate. Absolutely. How? Have you ever had one do it? I've never had one do it.
No, I've heard about this forever, but I've never actually had one.
I mean,
working.
I could see it if you leave it in the car, or you know, floss your teeth with it. But in fact, I said that once to a salesperson at a store because they were helping my friend with a CD player. We were looking for like an all-in-one stereo, and they bring over this a CD to test in it, and it's scratched to hell. And there's no way it's gonna. I don't care how good your laser is, it's just no way it's gonna play. And I said, "Do you have another disc or something?" Because laser disc. See, I just bought one. I said, "You have another disc?" Because she goes, "Oh, is it really bad?" I said, "No, it just looks like somebody flossed their teeth with it." Pete, I saw some of the movies you have that are that are in the
RCA
plastic
ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the RCA video discs.
Yes. I don't know if you're interested in any more of those.
Well, these ones just sort of sit here, so. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, are you interested in any more of those, or do you not?
Well, they're very, very expensive to ship for what they are. I'd love to find the Star Wars movies and Raiders of the Lost Ark sometime, but other than that, I don't know. Well, it depends on what the movie is, I guess.
Yeah, I'll go back down to the store and find out what they are.
And how much were they asking for them? See,
I bought on Laserdisc. Give me just a quick second here. It's right here.
if you can hear me, Chris Dumaresque from Vancouver found a whole bunch of them for a great price right after I put that first video out. And I've done a video on it too. And he got them all for me. There's some great movies. Like, I mean, fantastic movie. That's where I got, this is my favorite movie of all time. It was there.
Yeah.
A bunch of them. And they were like $20 for like 20 of them. But it was like $55 to ship them.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Cause these things are heavy.
Okay.
You put 20 of them together, you're talking about a box that's this big, and 20 of them are this thick, and they each weigh, that probably was about 15-20 pounds, right?
Pete, what's the actual name of that format?
RCA video discs.
Select
Division video discs.
Okay.
RCA video disc, right? The top corner there.
Yeah.
Didn't they come out around the early 80s?
It was that they were big when I was in grade like 11 and 12.
That made a
84, 85.
Okay. Because I
remember when Laserdisc came out, and I was like, well, wait a minute, I've already seen this like 10 years ago. What's going on? But at the time, I didn't realize they're completely different formats.
They're totally different, these puppies.
Okay, so you called it video disc.
Yeah. You can find them on eBay and everywhere, but again, they're expensive. Like that shit.
And they're aren't those plastic?
Yeah.
Or vinyl?
Yeah.
They're like a vinyl record inside.
Yeah. It says it's a general term for a laser or stylus readable random access disc that contains both audio and analog video signals recorded in an analog form.
And it's a stylus that reads these. Yeah.
Georges Demeny patented a phonoscope designed in 1891 that can project chronophotographic pictures on a glass disc. So I'm trying to see when it actually hit.
I remember my teacher in grade school in 1982, he brought in those discs to play a movie for us. That was like the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd never seen them before that. So they're around at least in 82, I know.
I just bought this What's Love Got to Do with It down there at the same shop for $5. So
that's a laser disc, right?
Yep. That's where I was very fortunate. Very, very fortunate when the one that my brother sold me took a shit, and then I was on Craigslist. That's how long ago it was. I got on Craigslist, and they had one posted for $100. It was a Pioneer. It was basically brand new.
That's what we had. We had a Pioneer laser disc. It was really a really good one.
Yeah, and he even had the stabilizing screw in it, because he bought it and the VHS at the same time, and he realized what the laser disc was, and he didn't want the kids messing with them. So he was like, they're okay with the VHS, but so then he was like, it barely got used. We played it maybe 10 times, if that. And then it was like brand new when I got it from him. So it's in great shape.
So I think JWD is talking about your RCA disc here, Pete.
Oh, they're super light sensitive. That's why the record is in a shell. It is removed only when in player. Yes, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah, that makes sense. Don't pull them out.
Do you know what the resolution is for those?
Oh, low. I mean, it's analog. It's the old television format. Like, certainly there's no high resolution.
Oh wait, Born Distracted was asking the resolution for laser disc. I got that wrong.
Oh, for the laser disc?
Was that before 1080p?
Oh yeah.
I think that was long before that.
Oh, agreed. Yeah.
Those high def VHS tapes were 1080i.
Oh,
And they were-
interlace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a pickup right here. If you're interested in the video disc, this is out of Minnesota. Right there. If you look, this is a bundle for $50. You get Tron, Close Encounters, Star Trek: The Motion Picture, Empire Strikes Back. There's 2 Return of the Jedi discs. Oh,
Star Wars 2000,
Star
2010
Wars
and 2001.
2001.
That's a good one.
Damn, that's like a Jeff packet right there.
Everything you could possibly want for space or for sci-fi right there. Yeah.
And are you going to buy those because you want the Star Wars?
I am not.
I am not.
No.
Why?
I don't want them right now. Though those look in great shape.
Yeah.
I'm just not. I'm not. That's not my priorities.
Oh, okay.
Not at the moment. If I came
For how
across
much
them, I'd
did they
pick them
say?
up. $60. That was shipping and everything.
That okay? That makes no sense to me. Okay.
What do you mean? That I wouldn't
I
pick
just
them up?
thought that would be $60 for all of that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And you just said you'd like to get the Star Wars ones.
I love to get the Star Wars ones, and there they all are. But if I had $60 to spend on them right now, there's other homebrew and television games I'd rather get for $60 than that.
Oh, okay.
You know?
I guess. Yeah. This is in. This says that What's Love Got to Do with It is presented in its original theatrical aspect ratio, approximately 1.851.
Oh, there. Okay. Ratio.
Yeah. But is that the same as what was being asked?
No. That's
Okay.
the ratio, the aspect ratio of the screen, whether it's 4:3 or anthropomorphic 2.35 to 1 or the other 1.85 to 1. It's this, but the resolution is, basically dots per inch.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
I wonder what the last Laserdisc movie was.
I know what the last Van Halen album on 8-track was. We've talked about it. Maybe on this show, maybe not. JD, do you have any guesses as to what the last, or anybody? I'm just JD and I always talk Van Halen and stuff, but anybody have a guess as to what the last Van Halen? There's not a ton of Van Halen albums that came out back then, so it can only go to a certain amount. I will give you a clue. It was a David Lee Roth album.
1984.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
Because I think I still have it on 8-track. I bought it on 8-track. Best thing about that RCA disc format, no Rise of Skywalker. Thank you, Lance. Thank you. Lance is back on my team all of a sudden there. It better include Rise of Skywalker. I'm going backwards now.
Oh, wow. I just found American Werewolf in London.
Fragile.
So Bringing Out the Dead was the last released Laserdisc in North America.
Really?
October of 2000.
Bring Out Your Dead?
Bringing Out the Dead from Paramount.
Bring Out the Dead.
I don't know what that is.
Oh.
It's weird. That was the last one released, but the last one marketed was 1978. How's that possible? That doesn't even make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Because Laserdisc weren't even out then, as far as I know.
So, does anybody have any Van Halen?
Oh, I'm sorry.
guesses?
That says the first Laserdisc.
That is incorrect. This is correct. That was the last Van Halen album. 1982 was when they did it. Because Thriller came out on 8-track. Lance is giving them ideas.
Nicolas Cage was in that movie, huh?
Bringing Out Your Dead, he was in that? In 2000. Yeah. Yeah, because I was working at Disney in 2002, 2002, 2003. And I remember the record store across the way might have been, what was the name of the record store? Something Vision. Jeff, do you remember?
No, I do not.
Music Vision, I think, was the record store. And they had their bin of laser discs right in the front. And I used to go over there and check them out.
Oh, yeah, there was a well, let's see. No, I take it back. I can't remember what year it was. I guess it was in the mid to late 80s or mid to late 90s. We used to have a place called Circus Video, and they had a ton of Laserdisc.
Yeah. I'm doing a tour of my room soon. Got to clean up the clutter before that. I'll send Stuart the photos of my CDs and some vinyls. I'll listen to the CDs. I just took a vinyl in to a coworker today because he got his stereo up and running and is loving it. And so I took him a copy of I'm getting ready to play one of their songs.
Look at this. Bring Out the Dead was a Scorsese film.
Get out of here. I picked up 3 copies of British Lions. So I had to take my friend a copy of it today.
Wait a minute, what was the candy bar you like?
The Lion Bar.
Oh, Lion Bar.
Yeah, do you have to bring that up again? The fact that it didn't make the list for the bracket? Is that what you're saying?
Didn't even make the list. It's a pretty good candy
made
bar.
The honorable mentions to make the list.
Yay.
But by the way, that cereal bracket's going to be a rough one because video game systems, there's only a few, like 50 or so.
Now,
but cereal, I mean, holy smokes, you're talking like throughout your whole life.
Well, can I ask you this? Are we going to include cereals that don't exist anymore, or are these cereals that only exist?
I think it should be any cereal because I don't know. There's not. I don't know. I feel like the cereals when we were kids were a little more exciting.
I know, right? Like the Freakies. No, it is not mine. That is not mine.
Pete, do you have any Canadian cereal up there that we don't have?
Good whole wheat shreddies. You don't have shreddies, do you?
I don't think so.
That was the that's one of the most popular ones up here. I thought it was Canadian only. Shreddies, and it's shredded wheat. Same company, except for it's little, like smaller than mini wheats. They're literally like almost like a wheat Chex.
So about the size of a Puffins.
I don't know what Puffins is, except for the bird that lives in Grand Manan.
I know. I've seen them. I've seen them.
But it's very similar to wheat Chex. Like when I make my nuts and bolts and stuff, I'll make some here soon with snack food. I always use wheat Chex and rice Chex and corn Chex. So it's that kind of woven, but wheat, and it's shreddies. And it was just always a hugely popular one here. And frankly, I think it's faded. I do believe you can still get them, but next time I'm in the grocery store, I'll have to take a look, see if you can still get them here.
I remember Jeff freaked me out when he went to his Schnucks near him, where he used to live, and they had Quisp, right, Jeff?
Yeah. It still pops up every so often.
Mine, I don't ever get that here. Don't ever get that here. Yeah, so I mean, I got to start on my list straight away.
With your subscribe list, guys, I thought I'd mention as well, if any of you haven't got your GoGameGo t-shirts yet, there's a sale ongoing till midnight tonight Eastern, I believe it is. Probably
is 1 a.m. Right?
Yeah, 1 a.m. Papa Pete time. It's still 35% off. So
wow.
Grab your shirts today.
I want to get one of those. They have that Rick James as like a ghoul. I'd like to get one of those too. Canada should have cereal shaped like hockey pucks.
Anything could be a hockey puck. It's just a matter of having something to.
You need a little stick in there too, though.
Yeah.
You can make that out of anything. Fingers, hockey. Like
You could feed your babies like that. Just put your kid at the end of the table and
Is anyone watching the World Cup?
No.
No. I watched a little bit of it, not much. So
I've watched like the second half of all 3 U.S. games.
okay.
But really, some real barn burners there. They scored 2 goals in 3 games. Oof. And somehow they still advanced.
Sticks and pucks. There you go.
This U.S. game was great. Well, I'm not a big soccer fan, Kyle, so that's why I'm not that. But I did watch. I'll watch Saturday because they play, I think, the Netherlands at 9 in the morning.
My fellow Packer fan. Whoop.
So they're down to the final 16. If they win, that means they'll make the final 8. It's kind of crazy.
So what are trolley cakes? We're still the size of hockey pucks. I got a box and they are no bigger than I hate that.
What's a trolley cake?
When things get smaller or like they diminished the amount of frosting or stuff in Oreos and.
I mean, he says size of a hockey puck. It sounds like a ding dong.
Yeah, like a ding dong. That's what I would think. That's what a trolley cake is a ding dong. Trolley cakes. There you go. Scallywag says, I watch the Cup highlights until I fall asleep.
I won't take too long.
maybe we should show some of that to Pete and see how long it takes him to fall asleep. Blue's got problems, Blake says.
Oh, yeah.
Is
struggling.
Try to score. Thanks, PJ. Wagon wheels are puck size. Yeah, see, wagon wheels, another thing like ding dongs. Devil's food and have a chocolate extra. Yeah, ding dongs.
Does it have a cream filling?
Yeah, is there a cream filling?
Because then it's just a
sometimes
ding-dong.
They don't. Moon pies. Really? They're not. Nah, they couldn't make those that small. Never was a big moon pies fan.
I think they're about the size of a hockey puck, maybe a little smaller.
Yeah.
I just saw them in the stores the other day. Yeah, it looks like it'd be really good, but I don't know. It's okay.
Yeah.
No filling.
What's the use in that?
Sounds like a worse ding dong.
Sounds like a waxy covered dry thing.
Wagon wheel time for timer. Nice reference, Lance.
How's that go? A slabber slicer chunka. There it is. A slabber slicer chunka. Something. A hanker for a hunk of cheese. Time for timer. He's the guy that told me it was okay to eat peanut butter and jelly in the morning for breakfast. And if you can't get something, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is great. You're like, thanks.
Yeah, and also you put Kool-Aid in your ice trays and you put a little plastic film over it with toothpicks, and there you go.
Then we did that. I remember doing that when I was a kid. Did you ever do that?
No.
No.
I didn't do anything time for timer said.
I did. I still do.
I will go with ho-hos over ding-dongs.
You know what? I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to do that. I've got orange juice, and I'm just going to whoop with a little bit of, what is it? The wrap. What is it? Why can't I say it?
Saran wrap? Plastic
no.
wrap?
It's that seal.
Cling wrap?
Whatever it is. Anyway, press and seal. I'm going to put some press and seal over. I'm going to put those toothpicks in there. JD does love moon pies. A snack cake bracket. still takes me back to work when I was working for Save-A-Lot. And we had a Monday morning meeting, and she goes, we were talking about all the Little Debbie stuff that we were working on for Save-A-Lot. And my boss goes, let's see. So Eric, you're working on Swiss rolls. Stuart, you've got the cream cookies, and Keith, you have honey buns. I go, wow, that's a little personal. Stuart, hey, I didn't say it. Uh-oh. I see a graphic coming. I'd have to go with, is it Andorra? Is that what the mom's name is?
Yeah.
Should have been toothpaste mascot. Oh, sorry, Jeff.
PJ Smith with a St. Louis Steamers comment. Boy, I haven't thought about them in a long time.
Were they named after clams?
The Steamers, when they were back in the late 70s, early 80s, they were selling out the old arena every game. It was amazing. It was so popular here. It was nuts. They were outdrawing the Blues back in that, because the Blues weren't that good back then, but the Steamers were great. They were in the finals several times. And yeah, that was pretty high scoring games. It was fun, banking shots off the walls.
Peanut butter candy cakes. I like peanut butter. What is it? It's the crispy stick. It's the, what do they call it? I can't think of it. Nutty bar, right? The Nutty Bar.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah, those are.
Beat the salesman. Do we have Tasty Cakes here? I don't even know.
Yeah. Tasty Cake actually took over Dave's Bread. Which I'm like, really? Do I want Tasty Cakes making Dave's Bread?
I don't think I could ever go in somewhere and ask for a Tasty Cake butterscotch crimpet.
Is that like asking for a moons over my hammy?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's just like going to Denny's and asking for a moons over my hammy. I just can't do it.
I really want one of those, but I'm not going to ask for it. You won't catch me asking for one of those crimpets. No Tasty Cake butterscotch crimpet. You almost have to have an accent when you do it.
I think I have a St. Louis Steamers signed ball somewhere. Which I did at one point.
Oh, okay.
Indoor soccer would be entertaining because, I mean, it could be a pretty quick game, really.
I mean, it's much smaller than outdoor soccer, and and bouncing it off the board, especially when you miss the goal and it comes flying back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now there's just no competition there. It's Marianne every day, all day, and a coconut cream pie. That's all.
In a tree.
Blues were good. Never.
Shots fired by Scallywag.
Pew pew pew.
All right, now yodels. Yodels are a East Coast thing, aren't they?
That was a Swiss thing.
I've never seen. Because I remember on King of Queens, he was always talking about yodels, but I've never seen a yodel here.
Do you like those? Do you like the Swiss rolls?
I like ho-hos.
Yeah,
more than Swiss cakes.
Okay, how do you eat them?
Like corn on the cob.
Do you? You just eat it as you go around? I do like to start unrolling them. I do like doing that. I kind of.
It reminds me of that episode of Big Bang Theory when what was Sheldon's girlfriend's name?
Amy
Farrah Fowler. She said her mom used to make her eat bananas like corn on the cob, like a good girl. I thought that was so funny.
Oh shoot!
Whoa, indoor soccer on ice would be good. Yes. Did the tornadoes miss you last night in Missouri? We didn't have a storm here in St. Louis, at least.
No.
So they missed us here. I don't know about the rest of Missouri.
There was a little blustery this afternoon, but you know what? I was going to go do the last final bits of detailing on the fence today. Get started on it. putting the caps on and all that. And I came inside and I was joking with Christina. I said, I've got to apologize. I'm being a real puss. I'm not going to do that today. It's cold. And she looks at her watch. She goes, oh, no, it is cold. I'm like, I know. I got out there and I thought, okay, I'll do this. And I'm like, damn, it's cold. I don't even want to think about standing out there and doing that. Raquel Welch auditioned for the part of Mary. Yes, she did. History would have been very different. Yeah. What if it would have been her and Marianne? What if Raquel Welch would have gotten the gingerish part?
I can't even believe you're asking that question.
Sorry, Jeff. Didn't mean to do that. I backed that out. I'm just backing that question. Don't even.
If you got Raquel Welch, she's taking the prize home. Yeah, Steamer said Slobo Ilieski.
That's easy for you to say.
Yeah, the Blues had Mike Liut. I don't remember them being very good back then, but not when Liut was there. Although he was great. Slobo was awesome. He was a great goalie. Hey, we're past our time. We should go because Pete's got to sleep.
We are, and we didn't even watch that Mario trailer.
Oh, I forgot all about it. Oh well. Maybe we can do it next week.
Yeah, we could do it next week. If you haven't seen the trailer, there's the new movie coming out. It's computer generated. It's got Seth Rogen plays Donkey Kong's voice. There's the other actress that I can't remember what she was in. She's playing Princess Peach.
I think she was in some kind of British show.
Yeah, she was in the
Queen
the chess movie, right?
Queen's Gambit.
Queen, yes, thank you. Yep, she was the main character in that, and she was in something else that I've seen too. She's very pretty, and she did the voice of that. But looks okay. I mean, Jeff, what do you think?
Oh, I think it looks fantastic. I really like it.
All right.
Everything looks good. There's even a Mario Kart scene in it. So
yeah. Now I want to go play Mario Kart.
Well, I've got to go play Splatoon because the new season started at 6:00 tonight.
Oh.
I was already playing before the show started.
Wow.
All right, Pete, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks
Pete, get some sleep.
I will. That's where I'm going straight from here.
Happy birthday to your wife.
Yes, happy birthday, Mama C.
Yep.
So, all right, everybody, thank you very much. We look forward to the next time. Pew, 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 pew. And be ready for it. And we'll see you next week. Have a great rest of the week.